1, 2, 3, 4. Testing mic. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are welcome to the School of the Knowledge of God. This is Peter Anamo speaking on behalf of the Office of the Prophet to the Nations, and currently speaking in the nation of Nigeria. The School of the Knowledge of God, the first of its kind in the second nation, Nigeria, and specifically speaking in Maiduguri, that is the capital of the state of Borno. Yesterday, we gave you a report that we left Jigawa State from Dusi, and we were going to go to other states. Yobe, that is Damaturu. From Dusi, we came to Damaturu, that's the state of Yobe. And then from Yobe, immediately we departed into Maiduguri, the state of Borno. So we are in the state number 30. State number 30. That tells you we are left with 7. That includes the state of FCT, that's Federal Territory. The Lord has been good. Yesterday we came in very tired, and we were able to check in this guest in. That's what we were able to get. You might not have things as we normally do. But the most important thing is that we have not failed you to offer you knowledge from the School of the Knowledge of God. Why the School of the Knowledge of God? Because religion has not been able to impact to humanity what really the mind of God is. In fact, the mind of God is very, very important. My name is Peter Anamo, speaking from the Office of the Prophet to the Nations. My mind is important to you. If you want to deal with me, you need to know my mind, what I'm thinking about, what do I want, what is my desire, my interest. So also, if you have to deal with God, you must know the mind of God. What is his intentions? What is his interest? What is his desire? What does he want? That is how to build good relationship when you are dealing with people. So this School of the Knowledge of God simply is a place, an opportunity, a privilege to the world that the mind of God will be unveiled to people, unleashed to the world. And it was started by the Office of the Prophet to the Nation. And it was started in the city of Accra, Ghana. But today, it is the second of its takeoff in the nation of Nigeria, specifically in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State. Those of you who don't understand why, we have been carrying a mission from the Office of the Prophet. That is, the Office of the Prophet has discovered the mind of God about Nigeria. And it is all about Nigeria is the giant of the continent, according to God. And she's sinking, and we cannot sit down and look at it happen. We must do everything possible to rescue a sinking nation, Nigeria. The evidence is why everybody in Nigeria wants to leave to other countries. And then it has become something that other countries are also disregarding, disrespecting, and rejecting Nigeria. These are all the signs of her importance. It's the devil that has messed her up. But there's nothing impossible God cannot do. So we, in obedience, as the Office of the Prophet, decided to ask God, what should we do? And the office got clear explanation from heaven that if she needs to be rescued, then there must be a prophetic decree in the state capitals of all the states. Why? Because the state capital is the seat of government administration. In other words, in spirituality, that is the seat of the elders. So it is a gate to every state. So if we can do a decree addressing the old foundations of each state capital, affecting the state, old altars, old covenants, and old structures, then building new ones to replace them will be very great. That will give birth to a new Nigeria. And as I said earlier on, it is a bulldozing or excavating or grading the whole grounds. It will take Nigerians to come on board so that together we can build a new Nigeria. It is both a spiritual and a physical activity and mission. That is why we are physically doing the traveling, moving from other places to other places, doing traveling from state to state. That is the physical aspect. Decreeing by prayer is the physical aspect, but it affects the spiritual and transforms it into better results in the physical. So thank God we have hit Borno State after leaving Jigawa and then getting to Damaturu, which was also UB State. Damaturu is UB State. And then now from this place, Borno State, we are praying that we will get a vehicle that will go to Adamawa, which is Yola. It's far. It's 8 to 7 hours. Whether we'll get a vehicle, we do not know. In case we do not get a vehicle, then we will rather go to Gombe. Gombe is closer. So that from Gombe, we can look at going to Yola. Yola is the outskirt and the last before the border of Chad. So beloved, today, as we did the last time, if you have found this video wherever you are, it is an opportunity for you to learn and get more insight than religion has offered us as a people. The School of the Knowledge of God takes you deeper into divine constitution, or what you call divine manual, or what you popularly known as the scriptures. We have been looking at a citizen and a maturing of a citizen and building a country. And now we have gotten to a place where in our syllabus, the heading today is, let your expertise be known. What expertise? Expertise of the gift that God has embedded in you. Every human being has a gift embedded in them. It has been very unfortunate that the enemy has made it so difficult for human beings to discover their inside or gift or potential. If you look at the divine constitution, it is stated clearly the mind of God. He said he created everything according to the purpose of his will. That means nothing is existing that has no purpose. Even the ant, the tininess, the ant has a purpose. So how can human beings so complex and huge, who even carry the image and likeness of God, don't know their purpose? It's a disaster. But that is how far the enemy has gone to make sure human beings will not fulfill their God-given mission. So let's get back to the syllabus. You can order the syllabus. We'll give you a soft copy and you send a support contribution. Let your expertise be known. What expertise? The expertise that naturally God has embedded in you. How can we have all kinds of devices? It is the expertise of other people that was manifested out. Now let me read the information. It says, every day Joseph would inquire from fellow prisoners who had dreamt, so that he would interpret whatever dream he had. He was marketing himself of his expertise and capabilities, and also increasing his experience and knowledge by continuous practice. Dreams and interpretations were an expertise that Joseph, the old story in Genesis, had. And in order to bring out his expertise, he always demanded people to give him dreams, and then he will interpret it. That is putting his potential into practice. That is making his expertise polished, sharpening his gift, building his gift, empowering his gift to the benefit of humanity. Every one of us, the gift, the potential, the innermost expertise that we have is to benefit the world. People have died not knowing anything about what we are saying. And it's a terrible damage, because the investment God has put in you has been wasted, because it never saw daylight in reality in our world. That is why late Dr. Mars has discovered and said that the graveyard is the richest place on earth. Why? Because there are many dreams, many inventions, many ideas, many songs that were not sung, many artistic ideas that were not painted or brought out, and people died with it. So in other words, if you want to mind any place in the world, the best place to mind is the graveyard, because you will mind solutions, you will mind inventions, creativity, you will mind ideologies. So today's topic is to let your expertise be known. Currently, my expertise is what I am using in the office of the prophet to bring out his benefit to the benefit of a whole nation, Nigeria. I have made my expertise benefit Liberia before it was started as a nation again. Made my expertise also benefit other nations like Togo, Uganda, America, and today, even Ivory Coast, and today, Nigeria. Just as Joseph was doing in the prison, so we are also bringing our expertise. The question is, what is your expertise? What is your potential? What is your God-given mission that nobody knows? Other people's expertise is what has created a camera, a phone, light, and this system that I am communicating with you. These are other expertise. How about your own? Don't let your expertise remain dormant. Bring it out. Look for it. If you don't know it, find out from God. Pray. Ask your parents, if they are alive, what have they realized about you when you were young? Children always bring out their expertise, because children do not keep things to themselves. So wherever you are on planet Earth, if you have come into contact with these teachings, this video, please let it benefit you. Let it make your life better. Let it transform your living space on earth. Every one of us as a human being has a potential equal to that of God. That is why God told King David that ye are gods and the children of the Most High. We are at the same time children of God, and we are at the same time gods, according to God himself. So there's so much in us that we have not realized, because we have not been taught properly. Religion has not taught us properly. Religion is full of rituals, activities, customs, rites, sacrifices. But the main thing about man, religion has been quiet, or religion is ignorant about it. But thank God for the office of the prophet has come to unleash and to reveal more deeper things to the benefit of humanity. Spirituality cannot progress without physicality. If you don't have physical body, what will be of use of your spirituality? That is why the graveyard has been located as the richest place, because people did not manifest their physical gifts in them and died with it. There are many songs that were not heard by the world, but they were meant for the world. But we died with it, and we didn't sing them. Many inventions, some of the diseases we are struggling with, people that should have invented solutions, cure, medicine, have died because they couldn't do it. Are you also going to do that? No. That is why I am here teaching you, because the divine constitution says, he or she that much is given, much will be required. I have been given much, and they will require much from me. That is why I do everything possible to impact knowledge, to impact teachings and explanations, elaborations, so that every human being listening to me will benefit. So let's continue the reading of the syllabus. So let me continue. It says, that is how a citizen must grow and mature himself up, because you are the likely appointee to be the governor of God's country. Just as Joseph finally became a governor, the prime minister, just as Daniel and his companions were made governors of the provinces in Babylon kingdom, so also must we grow ourselves up. The practice that Joseph was doing finally manifested when the king needed somebody to interpret his dreams. And that gave way for Joseph to be appointed. Who knows what will happen to you also if you also bring out your expertise, bring out your God-given mission, bring out your intellect in you. It might lead you also to be appointed in our modern world. It will lead you to be appointed in leadership in any nation in our world. It will cause you to also influence the world. There are some people who are not appointed, but their expertise has established things that benefit the world. So it's also an appointee. Look at people like the computer systems, the scientific world. Even though they were not appointed by governments or countries, but their intellect has also brought gain to the world. So that is an appointment. So beloved, let us be careful to know what our expertise is. Somebody might ask, how do I know my expertise? Ask the Creator. Ask your parents if they are alive. Most of the times, our expertise is what we wrongly term as hobbies. We like to do this, we like to do that. And your expertise, whether you have been paid for or not, is not a problem. Because you enjoy doing it. It has its own honor. It has its own pay, naturally, from the divine source. So don't mistake your expertise to hobby and rather depend on skill. No, use your expertise because it will make you impact the world. It will make you benefit the world. It will make you very, very great and important in life. Today's lessons are very important to each one of us. It is time to question God. What is my expertise? What is my potential? What is my God-given gift? As I said, we mostly term it as hobbies, but that is what we were created for. That is why we exist. Can you imagine if I kept my expertise to myself, or if I was ignorant about my expertise? Could this project that is to benefit the world, benefit the continent, benefit Nigeria, could this happen? No. I brought my expertise out. I polished it. I prepared myself. I trained myself. I built myself. I made it known. And today, it is affecting the world. You can also do exactly that. None of us is empty. Each human being, even those with mental problems, they have something in them. Even those Down syndrome, physically challenged, they have something in them. Every one of us has something in us. Let's take the prayer point and we will be done. Prayer point or imagination. Lord, you have already said you have appointed us as kings and priests so that we will rule. Let it be so in our lives. God has already spoken in the divine constitution that I have appointed you kings and priests. Reign in your lives. Reign in this world. That means God's intention is to make sure our intellect or God-given mission will rule. And that is what should be our prayer. So pray to know your expertise. Pray to know your potential. And demand to polish it up. And then you'll be able to use it to rule the world and benefit the world. Beloved, thank you so much for making time to listen to me. My name again is Peter Anamo. I speak from the prophet's office and speak from the Dominion Gathering and speak from the concept of the kingdom people and speak from We Are the World, the spiritual version. Thank you so much for making time. You can send us questions through the WhatsApp messages and we will answer those questions. So it is time for questions. Thank you so much for supporting this Nigeria mission. The Lord send you a handful. Thank you. Bye-bye. Before we take the questions, normally what do? We do leadership before the questions. Okay, so sorry. Let's hold on with the questions. But you send your questions. We'll read it. Let's go into the second section of the School of the Knowledge of God. That is leadership. Yesterday we talked about leadership. We have continuously said leadership as God has intended it must be effective, must be competent, must be compassionate, and there must be decent. These are the four things we have always talked about when it comes to leadership. That these four things prove that this is godly. Because everything we do must be godly according to God's intention. Because we didn't create ourselves. God created us. And we were created for his own purpose and benefit. It is ignorance that makes the devil not let people know why they were created. And to your information, every human being was designed and created a leader. It is sad people are so ignorant and other people are abusing them. Every human being, irrespective of their state of mind, they are the image and likeness of God. Therefore, let's respect human beings. Let's honor human beings. Let's regard human beings. Because they are the image of God. They are the characters of God. They are nothing but God's replica on earth. Leadership is what will make all of us live happily and peacefully. Because God has made everything perfect and available. But it was because of bad leadership, failure of leadership, vacuum leadership. That is why we have problems in our world. That is why we have problems in Africa. That's why we have problems in our individual nations. But it is high time. The office of the prophet is making teachings on leadership. We have some time back said leadership begins from your personal life. What have you led your own life into success like? What have you been personally able to do with your life? Lead your life first as an example before you can lead others. I have led my life first in doing so many things. Even as a child, I was inventing things, creating things, generating income from all those things as a child. By the age of 10, I told my parents, don't buy anything for me. I will take care of myself. That is leadership. So each one of us is capable of leading. It is our failure that has messed our potentials. And not all of us must be governors, senators, and congress people. No. Every area of leadership is important. Some people can be leaders in farms, leaders in industry, leaders in commerce, leaders in retailing, leaders in all kinds of things. And it is all leadership. It is all important. It goes a long way to better our lives. Currently, this mission in Nigeria is a whole leadership. If not, we couldn't have done it. We couldn't have even known what we ought to do. That is why leadership is described very well in the Issachars, who were men that knew what ought to be done. Leaders always know what ought to be done. That is solution. So don't think you are not a leader. You are to be led. No, you can also be a leader. Just learn, study to approve yourself, becoming a leader. Lead your life first. Prove examples and evidence of success in your life, and then affect the near people around you, your children, your wife, your husband. Affect them, your family, your small business. Successfully lead it before you will be able to reach out to communities and other places. So leadership is not going to school to get a degree. No. Leadership is building the expertise in you and making it impact your surrounding, impact the world, impact the community, impact your nation. And that is leadership. The lack of it is why we are struggling. God has so much for all of us, even more than we need. But the failure of leadership has caused poverty, has caused difficulties, has caused all kinds of retardation in success and progress. As we travel the length of Nigeria, I keep on seeing vast land. And as a leader, I always say, wow, how I could even bring investors to come and invest in this place. Because land is one of the most important factors of productivity. Land is very important. Not to talk about the land's content, what is inside the land. The bare land alone is wealth. Beloved, let's develop our potentials. Let's develop our leadership functions. Let's develop our leadership gifts in us. Each one of us can be a leader. It's a leader by God's design. And let us not abuse it. Let us not ignore it. Let us not be ignorant about it. Beloved, I believe I have impacted a little in your life pertaining the mind of God, and also pertaining leadership, which you were created for. You were created for the purpose of leadership. So don't fail your creator. Don't fail God. Don't fail the people near you. Don't fail your nation. Let's rise up. Every Nigerian is capable. Every Nigerian is a great person. Every Nigerian is blessed. Let's rise up and lead our nation into great success. Let's forget of the failures and pursue the success ahead of us. And that will make Nigeria great again. And it's possible, because there's nothing impossible. With God, everything is possible. Thank you so much for making time to listen to me. My name again is Peter Anamo. I speak from the office of the prophet to the nations and speak on behalf of the Dominion Gathering and the concept of the kingdom people. You can contact us on these numbers: 0707 8697 193. That is the Nigeria number. If you're outside Nigeria, you want the code number is +234, then 707 8697 193. You can send us a WhatsApp message and we will respond to you. Sometimes you might call and it will be difficult to get the answer, but if you send a voice message, it will be responded back to. You can send a text message as well. The Ghana number is +233 55 459 8076. You can send your support to that number and we can use it for the mission. For now, the Nigerians will be difficult to send because we don't have any accounts yet, but we will soon get one for you so that you can also invest in your own success for the Nigerian nation. Thank you so much. Let's take the questions now.
How can the graveyard be mined, and can it be done by anyone?
Yes, but it will only take highly matured spiritual people to be able to do that. In fact, during the mission in America, exactly I did that. That is the manifestation that made Obama decided that he wants to use the Bible that Abraham Lincoln used to swear in, and that was what was brought. Because I went to Abraham Lincoln's graveyard to command every good thing that was not used in his office as a president for Obama the African to use. So that was an evidence. So yes, it's possible to mine the graveyard, but it is not for jokers. It is not for small level spiritual people. No, it's a high level area. I can't teach you because you are too low to get it. But gradually, if you build up, you will get to that level. God bless you.
Wouldn't taking from the graveyard someone's ideas and talents wrong, since you are taking it without the person's consent?
How can it be wrong? The person has even failed and died with it. The person will even be happy that, oh, the mistake I have made, somebody is making use of it, because what was given to the person belonged to the world, not for the person. And the person failed. Remember the Messiah on the cross, he said, it is finished. That means he has finished everything he has to bring out. So you are even helping God's investment not to go waste. Forget of the person who has failed and not brought it out. And then you are talking about the person is not informed. Where is the person? He's gone. You are making use of God's gift that should have benefited the world and not rot in the graveyard. So you want it to rot there? No. It is meant for the world. Whatever I have is meant for the world. I can't take anything away. I would never want to do that. That is why I am working. You see, divine constitution say, work whilst is day, for the night cometh, you can't work. That is death. So it is not taking something and you have not told anybody. Whoever you are taking for is God, and he will be happy. And that is God's word I'm teaching you. I represent God's word. God bless you. Next question.
Is it possible for a woman to become a leader of a congregation and other sectors?
Oh, yes. Women are nothing but men that have womb. That is all. A woman is another man, but God just gave her the privilege to carry the womb that will produce our babies. In fact, if you don't know, women are even more powerful than men. But it's because you don't know. Why do you think God said, I have not created a helpmate for the man? You can't help somebody unless you are more than the person. True of us. If you are falling and I need to help you, I need to be stronger than you. If you need money and I need to help you, I need to be richer than you. So the woman is even powerful than the man. That's why he's a helpmate, to help you, the man. You don't even know. Women are powerful. It is the devil that has messed them up, and the world is not benefiting from their power. So women can occupy all places on earth. It is religion that has deceived us to disregard women and put them aside. It's religion. But women are capable. I tell you. God bless you. Next question.
That is all.
Okay, thank you so much for your questions. And we pray that you will remain supportive to this great mission of Nigeria. Very soon, Nigerians will also get to know what is going on. And we are so grateful that we are successfully moving. We have hit our 30th state. We are level 7 and we'll be in Abuja very soon. Thank you so much. Contact us on the numbers that we have given, and then we'll be able to deal with you. Those of you sending support, continue to send support, because we are still spending, paying transport, paying hotels. And these are the biggest things that consume most of the money. So, beloved, help us to continue the mission. God bless you. Remain blessed. Bye-bye. Subscribe if you find this video useful to you, so that we can continue to deal with you. And share the video to as many people as possible, because it will help your friend, your family member, and your workers at place of work. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.